So today I want to talk to you about a slightly deeper dive into life with the Apple Vision Pro, predominantly as a business or productivity tool. I've had it for a period of time now that I've managed to play around with it in more detail. So check my thoughts. Keep on watching, keep on listening. Welcome back to consecutive day 1554 of a diary of a runpreneur. If you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, and do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is what I do every single day. Thank you as always, and let's get started. So, consecutive day 1554 of a diary of a runpreneur, and today we're talking about a deeper dive into life with the Apple Vision Pro as a business or productivity tool. Firstly, apologies that I'm breathing a bit heavier than usual. I am in the last 4 weeks up to Loch Ness Marathon, so I am trying to train whilst vlogging, so my pace has to be increased, and as a result the breathing becomes a little bit harder, which ultimately means talking and vlogging becomes harder. So hopefully you can bear with me only for a few more weeks and I'll be back to normal. But anyway, yeah, the Apple Vision Pro as a business or productivity tool. So I suppose in summary, to start with, or to give you a bit of perspective, the potential is phenomenal. The reality at the moment is glitchy. So has it enhanced my productivity and business activity since getting my hands on this device? Yes, some of the time, and no on some of the other time. One of the first frustrations you'll have is the lack of apps and the lack of basic tools that you probably use on other devices, apps and software, business apps and software. It's just not, they haven't come across the Apple Vision Pro correctly yet. The best you usually get is the iPad version, and utilising it on the Apple Vision Pro, which is okay in most cases, but there'll just be those odd scenarios where something doesn't work as seamlessly as it should, and you would expect it to from Apple. But in Apple's defence, they've already upgraded software once since I've had the device, and secondly, they'll continue to do so with for future iterations and future software upgrades. So I've no doubt it's only going to get better. But ultimately, it has been a really useful tool in so many different scenarios already. So first and foremost, the biggest productivity tool from my perspective is the ability to have as many apps as you can fit in your virtual workspace. Now, it's almost unlimited because if you move around, you can put apps and things all over the house, screens all over the house, walk back to where they are and they'll be left there. So you've got this kind of unlimited workspace within your kind of Wi-Fi or connection zone, and that's phenomenal. Now, ultimately, the reality is you're not going to do that, but I do stretch them across a full kind of 180 degrees and up. So I put stuff on the ceiling as far left as I can, as far right as I can, and I sometimes layer them as well. So I do have a huge number of apps out. So I just open the days of internet windows with 20 tabs are long gone, potentially, because you can just have them all in single windows scattered around. You do need to have a little bit of a system for this because it's quite easy to forget that you've got a screen open, especially if it's layered on something, and you need to kind of concertina them a little bit so you can still see an element of each window, because you can cover a window and one of the annoying things is you can't see all of the windows that are open in a screen, so you can select them accordingly like you can do on a Mac or a MacBook Pro or even an iPad or an iOS device. You can't kind of see the multiple screens in a summary position where you can select the one that could be at the bottom of the pile. But I'm sure that'll come. But that is a phenomenal tool. So you can have a Zoom window and about 3 different windows that you can be working on simultaneously with a Zoom meeting. It can take collaborative working to the next level. The downside, not really a downside, but if you're using them when you're doing online meetings, you have to rely on your AI persona that Apple creates. it is amazingly clever that they've done this through cameras, and it is incredibly similar to you, and you can instantly see that it's that person it's meant to be, but you can also see that it's definitely AI generated, which can freak some people out. So usually you get that awkward moment if you're going into a new meeting with someone who hasn't seen it before, but once it's been acclimatized to it, becomes the norm. So it's just how kind of technology is changing. Other things, yeah, for phone calls you have to rely through kind of FaceTime audio or FaceTime video. Obviously FaceTime video, you're going to have your AI persona again. FaceTime audio has worked really well, so you might get a few people asking why are you calling them on Facebook FaceTime audio, but most of the apps, the kind of inbuilt ones, work quite smoothly. You're limited on browsers, so Safari, or there is a browser called Lens, which is bespoke for the Apple Vision Pro, and it kind of puts resolutions and sizing in place, which is quite suited to Apple Vision Pro. I found it quite useful, but again, with any new browser, it's going to miss pretty much some of the basic features that Chrome or Safari would, if you're familiar with using those. So there are kind of workarounds happening. Sometimes there's glitches with iCloud syncing across your devices because of compatibility, but again, these are glitches that will inevitably ironed out in the future. You can record screen, you can screen grab. So overall, it's definitely enhanced my productivity and business functionality. Although you'll find that you have a really good period where you're working on it. One of the best things is the focus aspect. You're in this own little world, and you can still see in pass-through mode people around you in your surrounding areas, or you can put yourself into a fully immersive environment, which is amazing for really focused, deep working moments. And you get some amazing productivity in those periods, but you will keep coming up against the odd thing that just doesn't work as you want it to. And as a result from that, you can waste quite a lot of time trying to fix it. So I'm just going past some people, so just bear with me a second, and then I'll summarise this episode. Evening. Evening. Yeah, so in summary, the learnings from my diary is that yes, it can absolutely, the Apple Vision Pro can absolutely enhance your productivity and business functionality, providing you familiarise yourself with it, what it can and can't do early on, and you don't get distracted by the inevitable glitches that you're going to face from using it. The other thing is you'll need a magic keyboard, which is about 150 quid if you don't already have a desktop Mac. If you have a desktop Mac, you can just use the Bluetooth keyboard and port it across, which is pretty cool. Evening. But yeah, you will need one because typing on the virtual keyboard is an absolute no-no. It's very clunky. Not bad for typing a word. Any more than that, you'll want to pull your hair out. The other final aspect is that it does start hurting your eyes a little bit after more than a couple of hours, and you will feel the weight of the device on your head if you use it for more than a couple of hours. So I would generally try and use it in focused periods. So you might want to focus for an hour at a time, where you can go really deep on something, and providing there's no glitches with the software you're using on the device, you'll get maximum productivity from that. Use it too long all day, you'll start to fatigue, and you'll be uncomfortable to use it for more than a couple of hours at a time. But I certainly don't regret buying it, and I certainly is super excited about what the future holds for it and how it will boost productivity in the future. But anyway, hope that's useful. Questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. But if you do believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultra marathon of run blogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style, then do give this a subscribe, share, like and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, and more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy. I'll see you again tomorrow.